Moments with Melinda. Hello everyone, welcome to Moments with Melinda. Since day one of my channel, I have had so many people comment and tweet me asking for singing advice. So I figured I would make a video about that, but let me preface this entire thing by saying that I am not a voice teacher. In fact, I am a student. I still take voice lessons even though I'm in 2 shows and performing actively. I still take lessons because any professional athlete has a coach or a trainer to ensure that they are using their muscles properly so that they can do it day after day after day. Same deal. The voice is a muscle, and so you need a voice coach to ensure that your vocal athleticism is on point. My voice teacher is Carrie Menelakos. This is her. She's Menelakos, everyone. She is in New York City, but she does Skype lessons all over the country, so I will put her links down below. So with all of that said, I figured I would show you guys my vocal practice routine, I guess, and more specifically why I do each exercise that I do. Again, this is not a replacement voice lesson by any means. It's just what I do, and maybe it'll give you some ideas on how to practice. So welcome to Melinda's vocal workout. Step 1. Warm up the body. A warm body makes for a warm and ready voice. So before a show, I actually do a full physical therapy routine to make sure that my body is completely performance ready. If I'm just doing a practice session at home, I will do some basic stretches focusing on my abs, my lower back, my rib cage, and my neck. I also like to do a lung expansion exercise that sounds and looks like this. You hold it until you think you're gonna pass out, and you try to never collapse your ribs the entire time. I like to do this twice a day, and I time myself each time to see how much longer I can hold it. This helps to expand your lung capacity and strength for when you have to produce notes. Step 2, relax the tongue. The tongue is a muscle. It's the only muscle in our human body that we can see, and it needs to be stretched. And I look like a crazy person now. If you have a problem with tongue tension like I do, work out your tongue so that it tires enough that it doesn't engage when it doesn't need to. To connect step 1 and step 2, dropping the tongue and the breath, we do something called Darth Vader breaths. What I'm doing is I'm expelling all of my old air out, and then with the K sound, taking a nice deep breath in and dropping the tongue. You might choke on your own tongue. When you breathe in, your diaphragm goes like this. Kind of drops like a trampoline. And so you can think of the inside of your mouth and your tongue doing the same thing. Yay! Step 3, make some noise! Actually, the key to start vocalizing during a warm-up is not to try and change the world the second you start vocalizing. Start really light. This will ensure that you're not trying to do or imitate or be anything right off the bat. You're just singing in your own, authentic voice. Lip buzzes will keep your throat nice and relaxed and make sure that your breath is engaged. I haunt the people in my show with my lip buzzes. And gentle sighs are a way to ensure that your cords are awake and sort of reset everything and make sure it's all relaxed. And then I do a simple ah vowel on the 5th and go up the scale. I then move to an oo with a really heavy vibrato. Sounds kind of like a ghost. This is basically allowing me to massage my passaggio or break, the place where your voice kind of cracks. It allows me to make sure that the tongue is not engaging at all, and everything, including my jaw, is staying very still. And that way the break isn't as noticeable, or it's not as ah! Sometimes I'll do a Darth Vader breath to ensure that everything is in the right place. Step 4, find your vowels. Where are they? I go through every vowel on every note of the scale. And in general, same with the previous exercise, I try to keep my jaw and my tongue as stable as physically possible. You also want to make sure that your rib cage is in that similar outward position as the lung expansion exercise that you were doing. Using an M between the vowels, you feel the buzzing on your lips, that's a way to ensure that your sound is nice and focused forward. If you're having trouble getting that focus sound, just go all the way forward, and that will ensure that everything is straight there, and then you can start to add a little bit of resonance and openness as you go. Focusing the sound while taking as big of a breath as possible and holding it out is ensuring that you're expelling as little air as possible for a sound that's as bright and forward and loud as possible. This is how you get power without screaming, or skrelting, as we call it in the singing world. And lastly, step 5, work on your control. Do scales as quickly as you can, lightly, without pushing at all. Again, don't move your tongue or your jaw the whole time. They will not help you change notes or hit notes. They're just there to ensure that the resonators are open. Changing between notes cleanly is like 90% mental. That's really the only difference between and shape of my mouth did not change between those two or within at all. Control is what I'm predominantly working on right now because it's a little bit more new for me, and it's how you learn to riff and do fancy things with your voice. Take it to the next level. Some random tips. During the show, I have room temperature water in all of the places that I go off stage and have a hot second to take a drink. Tea can dry out your voice, so be careful with tea. I find that throat coat tea does not dry out my voice, and it's pretty great, so that's a nice pre-show drink. Another very simple drink for your throat is lemon and honey, and that'll really cut through the mucus. You can also gargle with salt water or apple cider vinegar to cut through the mucus as well. And you can also add a little bit of cayenne pepper to your lemon and honey hot water drink, because that'll just... Whoo! If my allergies are really bad, I use a steamer to relax the cords, relax the muscles in there, and to clear out my sinuses. I'll also use an all-natural zinc spray and a saline nasal spray in the mornings to boost my immune system. And then probably the weirdest trick that I use is Sour Patch Kids before a show. They induce moisture, so excuse to eat candy. And finally, if you're doing a whole lot of singing, sleep. Get good sleep. Easier said than done, but get good sleep. I hope this was somewhat helpful and kind of illustrated how I work as a singer and how I am working and continuing to grow and learn as a voice student. If you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them in the comments below, and I will get back to making some music for you guys this week. Bye! Mwah.